citizens of Silver Dollar City. I'm back.
Good morning, everyone, from Silver Dollar City. It is a beautiful March morning. We're going to enjoy the rides and attractions of this incredible 1880s theme park.
Again, because it's not my first time anymore. It's not even my second time anymore.
You're a regular.
I know. Just call it Silver Dollar City at this point, right? Not just
Awful.
kidding.
We were here yesterday for the grand opening reveal of Fire in the Hole, which is their brand new redo of the original attraction. So if you haven't already, be sure to go check out that first video that we posted. You can see our on-ride reaction. We got to do a backstage tour, show you the inside. Really, really cool stuff. So now we're going to focus on the other world-class rides of the park. As we're walking through the hospitality house on our way into the park, right up front we have a bunch of brand new Fire in the Hole merch. All this looks fantastic, definitely worth considering picking up. And they also have more up by the ride. And for every good piece of merchandise, we have the not so good piece of merchandise. What ride is that? That is almost certainly a Vekoma Boomerang, but they added in an extra loop and maybe an extra Immelman? And this one's just a straight up normal boomerang. All right, this is just getting ridiculous. That's almost certainly Mamba. That's a B&M invert. That, I don't know, that could be Wildfire, but that's also a Vekoma Boomerang right there. That's a B&M Hyper.
I think I need it.
Wagon Works.
I sure hope it does.
You know, as much as I love visiting theme parks in the summer, there's something about coming to Silver Dollar City when there's not a lot of leaves on the trees. It just gives the place like even more of a rustic old vibe. I dig it. Our first ride of the day is gonna be Powder Keg, but not before we first take a look at the site of the old Fire in the Hole.
She's dead. But she's also back alive.
I was gonna say,
It's all very confusing.
we can't really be sad about it being gone because the new one is like right down the path and it's awesome. So here she is. We have this long fence just blocking off the entrance. So you can see that's where you would enter from right there. And then all this is the show building. It fits in, like if you didn't know the ride was here, it wouldn't look out of place. Even though it's a Thursday, Powder Keg does have a bit of a line, but that's all right. It's worth it for this ride.
It's a busy day here, but it's also like completely beautiful outside.
Yeah.
The weather's absolutely perfect. Like I wish I had shorts.
Oh, I do too.
So for people who have been experiencing winter for the last few months, I'm sure everybody wants to be here today.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was a good day to get Trailblazers. Okay, Powder Keg done. That's a fun one. It's weird and quirky.
Oh, it's a totally bizarre ride, but that launch is so good.
Yeah, it is good. It's a short section of track, so like it's over quick. But the airtime hill that follows is really nice in the back.
It's a really smooth ride too. Like
It is. Even the transition from the SNS track over to the old Premier track is like very well done. Like
no, SNS did a great job.
Yeah. Really a nice ride here. So I think we should go do Wildfire next. Some really great operations over here at Wildfire. Gotta commend the crews. They're doing a fantastic job. Wildfire is not an incredible B&M, however, it does have an incredible first drop.
Yeah, that drop is really cool. It's just a cool layout in general, and like the view, like being out in the Ozarks, it's very, very enjoyable.
Yeah, what they did with just placement of this attraction is pretty fantastic. Something we've never really talked about, but depending on where you park when you enter at Silver Dollar City, you get a really good like sprawling view of Wildfire just from like straight out there, which is like a perspective that like a lot of people don't get because everyone's used to like the views here from the platform. But
yeah, that view was arguably like just as good, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, we did not park there, so we only saw it briefly going by. But next time I'm like, dang, I almost want to park there. Fire in the Hole is getting a lot of the big news for 2024, but they updated this furniture store here in the park. Let's go see how it looks. This is in a theme park. This looks like
a city.
It's in a city.
It makes sense for a furniture store to be in a city.
Yeah.
But you actually can like buy this stuff.
All this stuff is for sale. Yeah. That's crazy. And all this is new for 2024.
I would have appreciated this yesterday, but it's too hot right now.
I was gonna say,
it's too.
When we were at Fire in the Hole meeting today, it was cold, and now it's hot. Hey, remember last time we rode this, we were in shark suits?
What are you talking about? That was not us.
That wasn't us?
Those were sharks.
Those were sharks?
Those were real sharks. I don't know why you're taking it so lightly.
You're right. We just happened to feature the sharks on Coaster Studios. They were our guests.
They were our guests.
You know, at this point, we've ridden a lot of Screamin' Swings around the world, so like, I'm not hard-pressed to do them every time I go to a park. However, I will always say those things are huge crowd pleasers, and you consistently get tons of people always just like glued to watching that thing go, like, whoa, you know?
Yeah, they're absolutely crazy looking, and like, you know, even if you're like a seasoned enthusiast, it's like a different sensation. You'll get like that stomach dropping feeling on there, and I don't know, they're really, really cool to look at and to ride, I would say.
Yeah, the airtime is always super solid, but we're gonna go for something that's a little bit more powerful airtime, and that would be Outlaw Run right next door. It is a busy day here at Silver City. The full like extended queue for Outlaw Run is open and completely full. Two rides in on Outlaw Run, and Sarah, you said something we just got to talk about.
Yeah, so the last ride we just did was probably the best ride I've had so far, because the first time I rode it was when the park was not open and it was just us doing our on-ride from my first reaction, and then after that it was like cold out. So the ride we just did, it's a full train, it's warm, it's like flying, and I could tell really because the last two inversions were much quicker than I ever remember them being.
It powers through them versus it would usually crawl the past couple times. So like that was the fastest I've seen it run since like 2020.
The ride before that, it probably was going that fast, but I wasn't really paying attention because we sat on a wheel seat and it jolted my back so badly that I was like just clocked out for the rest of the ride, which was probably the worst ride I've ever had, like right before the best one. So it was very odd. We took a little break in between because I was like, I don't know if I could do that again, man. So like wheel seats on this ride, not for me. If I were in charge, I think that part of the ride specifically just needs a retrack. I don't think the whole ride does by any means. I don't think it needs to be eye-boxed. I don't think anything like that. I just think the bottom of that drop needs to like be softened up a little bit.
Yeah, it's a problem. Something is up there. There's a huge
it's
pothole,
painful.
which
it
is
hurts.
interesting because Lightning Rod had the exact same problem. For years, that ride was like known for having just a really bad pothole at the bottom of the drop, and it didn't really get fixed until like a couple seasons ago.
I remember when we were filming on this thing, like our camera kept shutting off at the bottom of the first drop because of how jolted it was. It couldn't handle it.
The first time ever that we've had a GoPro shut off midway through a ride because of like just the sheer amount of force. It's like how rough is it gotta be?
So like it definitely was that. We're like, oh no. So yeah, I think that part needs to be fixed up, and then the rest of the ride, fantastic.
Yeah, but if you're coming here, absolutely sit on a non-wheel seat. So that would be the front of each of the cars. So like our favorite spot is the second to last row.
Yeah.
Silver City, you've gone too far. Not because you put a corkscrew on an Outlaw Run shirt, but because you are selling Outlaw Run underwear. Lunch is up. We got curly fries and a steak grilled cheese. It's good. Speechless. If you ever come here to Silver City, no matter what you get, it's all fantastic.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Just rode the second to back on Thunderation. Much smoother than if you do the very, very back. These old Aero mine trains can definitely be a little janky.
Yeah, they have a bite to them. I was like, dang, like watching like these younger kids in front of us ride, like one of them liked it, the other one was like, like I could see why. Like the forces that thing pulls on those first like 2 helices are crazy.
They try to make all the big roller coasters here like family friendly. I mean, like Outlaw Run and Wildfire realistically are probably the 2 craziest. You know, even Time Traveler, they put in the magnet so it's not like a free spinning vehicle. So even though it goes upside down, it's not too bad. But you could make an argument that Thunderation is like one of the craziest rides here, even though it has like a fairly low height requirement.
Oh yeah, no, like that's a spooky mind drain for a kid.
Yeah, which now that like we've seen the big Fire in the Hole investment, you know, it's not too far-fetched to like look ahead and think like what roller coaster could they add next? And after seeing Big Bear Mountain, how well that was received at Dollywood, something like that would do really well here because it'd just be so different than all the other attractions and still give them something that's like, you know, family friendly, but again, like appease the thrill seekers too. Yeah. I would do that, or
a hyper.
I would love to see a B&M Hyper here. I really would. There's not a B&M Hyper in Missouri, and a big ride with like floater airtime, like going above the trees. I don't know. I think that'd be awesome. Time Traveler is currently closed, so we'll just have to come back later. So we made our way into one of the couple dead ends here at Silver Dollar City. This is primarily a kids/family area. However, it is soon to be home to a brand new path that will connect to the brand new Fire in the Hole. And it is presumed that this is going to be the entrance for it. So that's going to be huge because the new Fire District is also a dead end. So if you go down to ride the new Fire in the Hole, you have to turn around and go back. And so ideally then they can connect it to Fire in the Hole, which you can see the show building all the way back there. And then that will like complete one of the loops in Silver Dollar City, which is just awesome. We are back here at Time Traveler, about an hour and a half till the park closes.
And it's open!
It's back open. Let's go for a ride. And here we are, all lined up for the back row on Time Traveler.
You know how I feel about mock extreme vendors. I don't have to say much.
You might have a thing for it.
I might.
Our final ride of the day there on Time Traveler. We got a really great spin.
Yeah. I was getting worried that we weren't going to get to ride it at all because it had been down for a good chunk of the day, which is very odd because I feel like mock coasters in general are pretty reliable, but stuff happens. It's all good. But yeah, we got to get a ride in and it was a really good spin. And like, again, this was another one that I had only really ridden in the cold. So riding it when it was like warmed up and everything, like it felt like a better experience than I remembered, which was already good. So that was really fun.
Yeah, for sure. I know that we've mentioned this before, but real quick, the best parts of that ride, definitely the twisted ejector hill and then the 0G roll and the drop. Those 3 elements are outstanding.
Yeah, my favorite things here at this park are I love the launch on Powder Keg. I love the drop on Time Traveler. Outlaw Run, I would have to give it to
the double barrel roll.
Double barrel, yeah. But also I love that like wave turn. Also is really cool. I don't know. That whole ride is pretty awesome.
Double helix on Thunderation that tries to kill you.
Yeah. But like as far as not rides go, I mean everything here is like fantastic. It's just. You know, I know that a lot of times people assume that we are just like talking up parks because we're getting paid to do it or we have to do it.
Which we're not.
We're really not. Yeah, we've never had anyone, like if some park wants to pay us big bucks, okay.
We're all ears, but that doesn't happen.
That's never going to happen though. No, we want to be very honest and we want people to go to places that we genuinely recommend. And
this is one of those places.
Yes. This is absolutely one of those places that no matter who you are, if you have young kids, if you're like thrill seekers and like you're adults or whatever, like you will have a great time here. So
yeah, definitely. And this was one of our shorter days here at Silver Dollar City. We've been spending a lot of time in Branson doing some of the other exciting attractions. So we're going to do a bit more after we leave here. And that is all going to come in one big Branson video, which is going to be awesome because we're going to show you guys Bigfoot, some of the mountain coasters. There's a flying theater, a Ferris wheel, some really, really cool stuff that maybe you didn't know about because all you're doing when you come here is go to Silver Dollar City, which that's great, but there's a lot in Branson. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and of course make sure to stay tuned for more here at Coaster Studios, and we'll see you next time.